Sunday morning, chilling out in the rain in my new construction. Watching all sorts of videos this morning on job markets and how hard it is to find a job. College kids are getting out. There's no entry-level jobs. Nobody's giving them a chance. They got a degree in this, that, the other thing. Well, I got good news for you. You see, Trump's throwing all these migrants out of the country and undocumented workers, and there's job openings everywhere. Construction, lawn care, landscaping, maid service in hotels. You can fold some sheets and, make those beds up. Jobs that you don't want to do, that you have no problem with all these migrants doing, they're yours now. You can do that. Now, I don't want to do it, but I have a million skills. I can do other things. But you got girls walking dogs for a couple $100 a week. And that's the only income they have. There's a lot of jobs out there. There's a lot of construction jobs, masonry jobs. The majority of the inner city labor force are all Latino guys. They're doing roofing, concrete work, all the landscaping jobs are all Latino guys. Not all, but you know what I'm saying. Mostly Latino guys. Yeah, it's hot out there though, right? Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't like mowing my lawn either. But, I did it until this summer, actually. Now I'm paying somebody to do it. I'm paying a white boy to do it. Okay? Doing it pretty cheap, so let him do it. And I can work on this project up here behind, all right? Got my rest because somebody else is mowing my lawn. White kid. All right, there should be all sorts of white kids mowing your lawn, raking your leaves, weed whacking. Should be all white kids. All right, those maid services. I don't know. I can't make a bed for shit, but you get pretty good at it. You do it a few times. Those people are getting deported all over the place. But what are you doing? You're looking for a job at Starbucks. I even applied to Starbucks. Even Starbucks isn't hiring. Yeah, well, you know who's hiring? Hotel staff, because their workers got sent back to Mexico, Uruguay, or wherever the hell they came from. Now, let me just preface with, I don't agree with Trump throwing every person out of this country. I think there's a lot of good people here, man, and they shouldn't all be thrown out. I'm all for throwing the people out that came in the last 4 years and we're paying them to sit in hotels and giving them EBT cards and phones and paying for their housing. That's bullshit, man. I'm glad you people are kicked the hell out. All right? That's bullshit. But, all right, the people who've been here 20 years, paying rent, raising their kids, doing a good job, nah, I don't agree with sending them back. But, you got to take the good with the bad, I guess, with Trump. Biggest thing was closing the border and kicking out those people. And, got to draw the line somewhere. I think he's going too far. But that being said, a lot of job openings. So, I'm up at my house here yesterday. It was hot as shit. I'm getting burnt. I'm laying on those shingles, man. It was hot. I'm trying to do some work up there. I'm cooking. All right? I'm 57 years old. I'm a little hungover this morning. That's why my eyes look like they're shut. But I'm up there working. I'm glad it's raining to get a little break here today. But I'm up there working. All right? And you see a shingling crew, roofing guys, they're all Latinos. You white boys, you went to school for marketing, this, that, and the other thing. Buy yourself a long sleeve white shirt, pair of work boots, get a roofing job. You'll have a job. Don't sit around claiming you can't find a job. All right? Concrete work. Concrete work sucks. I hate doing concrete work. I poured the floor in this house. I laid all the block. I don't like it. But it's my house. If I had to do it to earn a paycheck, I'm going to do it. I'm going to mix cement. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. I do whatever I have to do to earn a living anyhow. All right? Million jobs out there that are going to become available. Question is, do you people want to bow down and do those jobs? Well, somebody's got to do them. We're going to have a big hole in this economy. A big hole if Trump continues doing what he's doing. And again, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. All right? Get the fresh ones out of the country. Leave the ones that have been here. Give them a path to citizenship. They've been here working hard and paying rent and taking care of their kids. Leave them alone. But that's not for me to decide, and I'm not going to solve that problem. But it's crazy how really fewer and fewer American kids, you can get them to do anything that isn't computer related. It's pathetic. Now, my son works on trucks and four-wheelers and snowmobiles since he was a little kid. He's not afraid to get dirty and do shit. All right? He works all day, and then he messes around with his truck at night. He'll do whatever. All right? But a lot of kids, they don't want to get grease on their hands. They don't want to do anything hard. Well, you are fastly approaching a time in history where automation is going to take over. It's going to take over, and you better start looking to do those non-desirable jobs. All right? That's just where it is. That's where it is. You don't need a whole bunch of computer programmers. You got AI that can write books. You got AI that can do paralegal work. You got AI, Amazon. Look what Amazon's happened. I mean, they got robots picking your shit off the shelves, man. They don't need you anymore. So you better find a spot where you're needed. All right? There's a lot of spots you're needed. So what are you going to do? You're going to say I'm too good for that, or are you going to go out and get yourself a job? You got to make a decision quick. You can't live with mommy and daddy for the rest of your lives. All right? Can't do it. Both my kids are out. My daughter got a job as a nurse. $100,000 as soon as she got her certificate for an RN. And then you got people out there who $200,000 in loans for bullshit degrees that they should have researched it before they did it, and now they're on the hook for those student loans. Don't even get me started with that shit and all these bullshit degrees that are out there. People paying for an art degree and African studies. What are you going to do with an African studies degree? You're going to write a book? Nobody buys books anymore. All right? I mean, people buy books, but not like they used to. You watch shit on YouTube. Unless you're going to make a documentary, you're not getting paid for your knowledge in African studies or gender studies degree. What are you going to do with that? Come on, people. So, time to buck up. Buy yourself some work boots. Rethink your whole future, because your future is not what you thought it was. Make a decision. When we were kids, and the whole reason that got me started in this conversation is all these videos about Generation X. I guess I'm an Xer. I don't freaking know. But we shoveled sidewalks during the winter. All right, we knocked on people's doors when there's a snowstorm. $5 will shovel your sidewalk. Some people are like, nah, because $5 was too much. What, are you kidding me? You're 70. Let us do it for $5. Then we went straight to 7-Eleven, got Slurpees. But at least we were doing something. Working in the farms. My friends, when we were younger, they were working in the fields, picking onions and shit, weeding, back-breaking work. But it wasn't even a thought about being shitty work. That's what you did during the summer. You got a job working on the farms. All right. Now they have, they always had migrants back then too, but all my friends had, we all had jobs. We all did something. Paper routes. Okay, that's less of a thing these days. But paper routes. Man, we all did something. We all worked. We all had something to do. And you guys are in trouble. You gotta redesign your thinking. You gotta be real, man. Now, I feel bad for you. I really do, because it's changed so fast, and it's going to change even faster, and you people are going to be without jobs. So, you got all these landscaping companies and roofing companies and all these different labor-related businesses where, white boys don't want to do them. They just don't want to do them. And some of these guys are making damn good money doing this. Some of these, South Americans, Latinos, they're making damn good money. Everybody thinks that all these Mexicans are getting paid $10 an hour, $5 an hour. That's bullshit. That's depending on where you live, there might be some truth to that. But here in the Northeast, these guys know their worth. They know their worth. They're not working for $10 an hour. If you stop on the corner where these guys all hung out a couple years ago and said, hey, listen, I need some day labor. These guys all wanted $20 an hour. And they waited on the same corner every day, and somebody would come by in a van and a pickup, and if they saw a ladder rack or painting on the van, they put their arms up in the air like, hey, me, pick me. And you'd have 10 guys walking out to the curb looking for a job, all right? Every day. And now these guys are hiding because Trump's, he's going to throw them out. So, hey, there's a job opening, man. Everybody's suffering. Everybody's looking for work. And, again, I'm watching these videos of people complaining and they're saying, I can't find a job. I can't even find a job in a coffee shop. I can't find a job as a server. Well, you can find a job as a roofer. Yeah, it's hard work. It's hot. I cooked yesterday. Man, that shit sucked. But guess what? It's my house, so I got burned. I didn't get burned, but, it was hot, man. It was hot. I could hardly even put my hands up there. But I also wasn't wearing gloves. If I do this for a living, you wear gloves. All right? You wear long pants. I had shorts on. All right? These guys dress for it. All right? You guys got to make a decision. Stop blaming society. Stop blaming, the old people and stop blaming billionaires. It's not going to do you any good to keep blaming people. What are you going to do? You're going to blame? You're going to be mad at Jeff Bezos because he had how much his wedding cost? I don't know, what, $10 million, $1 million, whatever the hell it was. Doesn't matter. He earned that money. He came up with a brilliant business plan, which we all use. We all use it. When I need something important for work, I know it's going to be there the next day, man. Right straight to Amazon. And it's sad because, we know we're taking away from brick and mortar businesses by doing that, but I'm not going to be the one who's just going to save everything, doing it by myself. So, am I going to get my car and drive someplace or get a catalog and order something that's going to take me 4 days to get it? No, I'm going to get it from Amazon. I need that thing tomorrow. I need that part tomorrow. I need that supply tomorrow. All right, we're all guilty of it. But Jeff Bezos, he's getting a piece of everything that's sold, and he's making so much friggin' money. Walmart, the CEO for Walmart, I think his package is like $27 million a year. And people are bitching because he's making so much money. Well, that is ridiculous. I mean, what could that guy be doing to make $27 million a year or justify it? Nothing. It's just, you move up in a company and you just get paid crazy amounts of money. So I did the math one day. And if you took his salary and divided it by the number of employees and you gave every one of the employees a check, they'd get a $14 check for the year. All right? So, yeah, it sucks that he's making so much money, but it's got nothing to do with anything. It's not going to change anybody's life. So, the CEO of Target, the CEO of all these companies make way, way too much money. We know they do. But if they divvied up their entire paycheck, it wouldn't mean shit for the employee. It just wouldn't. So, that's volume. When you have thousands of stores and, billions and billions in sales, his salary kind of becomes diluted. Now, if your boss of a company that you're working for is like 10 guys and he's making $1 million a year and he's paying you $15 an hour, yeah, I can see you'd be a little pissed off. Like, look at this guy coming to work every day with a 700 series BMW and, going on vacations once every 3 months and we don't get paid shit. Yeah, I guess, but that's because there are 10 employees. You 10 guys are paying for his lifestyle. I can see where people are pissed off. But don't be pissed off at the billionaires, all right? It doesn't even make any sense. It's volume. That's why they're wealthy. It's not because they're relying on breaking the backs of a few individuals. They're Walmart, I think, has 2.1 million employees or something like that. So a lot of people working, selling, a lot of stores to pay those salaries. It's got nothing to do with you, though. All right? So you younger generation, you college kids, you got to rethink. You got to rethink. Am I gonna just sit and wallow in the job market, or am I gonna say, hey, listen, I better get out there and I better get my foot into one of these into one of these jobs that I don't want to do, but it's going to provide you a paycheck. And guess what? You work for a roofing company for a few years, You figure out how it's done. You figure out how to price it. Start your own business, right? Become your own roofing company. That's what most people do. They go work, anybody would drive. They figure it out. They say, I can do this. I can do this. All right? All you need is a pickup truck. Not even, the trunk of a car. You carry a compressor and all your nail guns. A few ladders. All right? I mean, you literally could have a utility trailer and pull a bunch of ladders behind on that trailer and your shit. It doesn't take a lot to be a roofer. Of course, you want to have, a good vehicle at some point, but you can get started very cheap. Landscaping. Yeah, it's a seasonal thing up in the Northeast where we are. It's kind of a bitch. But, because you got to have a truck, you got to do snow plowing with it, so you kind of got to become invested. But, landscapers up here in the Northeast, man, they do well. They do well. They hustle for the whole growing season. Then they do fall cleanups. And then they do the snow plowing. Hopefully you have a good winter of snow plowing. And then in the spring, they do spring cleanups. So, they have some downtime. But they all these guys up here are doing well. All right? And that's why now up in New York, you see a whole bunch of Latino names on the side of landscaping vehicles. Because these guys figured it out. They worked for landscapers. And they said, we can do this. Oh, $60 for that lawn we're charging you? Senor, I'll do the lawn for $50. Homeowner don't give a shit. He's going to pay $50. All right? So now you see all these landscaping vehicles with Latino names on them up here. And it's crazy. I don't know how these people are registering vehicles. I don't know. Maybe there's one legit guy in the bunch, and I don't know how to do it. I don't really care how to do it. But these Latino guys are up here with a work ethic, man, the American dollar, and they're killing it. They're killing it. Well, their asses are getting sent back. And a lot of people are going to be available, or a lot of jobs are going to be available. Go do it. You're going to have to suck it up. You're going to have to pay off that college degree. That job you went to school for just might not be there anymore. And I feel bad for some of you. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad, But some of you people out there can't find a job for like a year. And somehow, you just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Somehow you just think it's beneath you maybe. All right? Nothing's beneath you. What, because you're out in the sun pounding nails and up on a roof? That's beneath you? It's not beneath you. It's putting money in the bank, man. It's paying for shit. All right? So, every day we see videos how it's getting harder and harder and harder. And you see more Latinos up here starting businesses. People work hard, man. You can't knock them. You just can't. You can't be mad at them. They came here for the American dream and they're living it. So, beat them to the punch, man. Get out there and, American people would rather deal with an American any day of the week. You got an American company giving you a fair price, and you got a Latino company, they're paying their guys cash. You're probably going to want to deal with the American company. It's not always about the cheapest price. But a lot of jobs available. Time to suck it up. You got to figure something out because there's, you're not all going to be computer programmers anymore. That day is over. It's just over. AI is killing everything. It's going to kill it fast and it's going to kill it bad. So you better beat it to the punch, man. Get yourself in somewhere that maybe you don't want to do. All right? That's my opinion. Anyhow, watching all these videos this morning on a rainy Sunday morning, I feel bad for a lot of you people. But I don't feel bad for you, the ones that went to 5 years of college and spent $200,000 on a degree that you should have researched and figured out that even when I get a job doing this, I can't possibly pay back my student loans, and you still did it, man. You still did it. You still did it. I know people who went to college at a super expensive university. They could have gotten a degree at a local university. Now they're stuck, and they're crying about it. Well, something. Come on. Where were your parents in all this too, right? Parents should have known better. It's terrible. It's terrible what's happened, but it's happened. It's getting worse, and you better get your foot into the door in some of these different jobs, these different trades. All right? Do it. You better do it. Anyhow, that's my rant. I don't know. Good luck.